Hello Paddocks Press readers. Trustees and managing agents often spend a frustrating amount of its resources chasing after owners who have failed or neglected or point-blank refused to pay their levy contributions in time. Traditionally, trustees and managing agents had little choice but to appoint an attorney to assist them in instituting legal proceedings to recover these arrear levies. Today, scheme executives have the option of obtaining an order for the payment of arrear levies from a CSOS adjudicator, an order that carries the same weight as a court order but can be obtained at the minimal cost of $150. Let's take a closer look at the application for dispute resolution form and how you should go about filling in this form when seeking an order for the payment of arrear levies. This is the CSOS application form that you need to get your hands on. It is easily accessible from our website. Take a look at csosguide.paddocks.co.za for guidance with your CSOS application and to download the form. The first part of the form requires the details of the person making the application. The personal details of one of the trustees or the managing agent, if duly authorized, should be filled in here. The second part of the form requires details of the scheme's address to be filled in, while the third part requires that the applicant furnish the scheme's postal address. The next part of the form requires that you identify the type of scheme on behalf of which you are bringing the application by simply ticking whether the scheme is a sectional title development, a homeowners association, a scheme for retired persons, etc. The next part of the form requires that you identify in which capacity you are bringing the application. Are you an owner, a trustee, the managing agent, etc.? The next part of the form is of particular importance as it requires you to indicate whether legal proceedings have been instituted for the collection of the arrear levies. The reason this is important is that the CSOS cannot adjudicate over a matter that has already been referred to a court of law. In other words, if summons has already been issued for the arrear levies, the CSOS cannot hear or issue an adjudication order pertaining to the dispute regarding such arrear levies. At the bottom of page 1 of the form, you are required to fill in the details of the owner that has fallen behind on his levy contribution payments. That brings us to page 2 of the application form. At the top of this form, you are required to set out the facts relevant to your application. For example, you would set out the amount in arrear levies, the date or dates on which the overdue contributions became due and payable, and the fact that the owner has failed to make payment to date, despite requests to settle the outstanding amount. The next part of the form requires that you set out what you have done to try to resolve the matter internally. Here, you would set out the dates that the owner was contacted by email, telephone and/or in person to follow up regarding payment and the identity of the person or persons who followed up regarding the payments. You would also include any details of replies or feedback that you may have received from the owner. At the bottom of page 2 of the application form, space is provided for you to set out the relief you seek. It is here that you will state that, in terms of section 39(1)(e) of the CSOS Act, you seek an order for the payment of a contribution in the particular amount, together with any interest which may have accrued. If there is any additional information that you would like to add to your application, you would set this out at the top of the third and final page of the form. Thereafter, you will tick any supporting documentation that you will attach to your application. An application for the recovery of arrear levy contributions should include all documentation, including correspondence, with the respondent relevant to the application, as well as a copy of the minutes of the annual general meeting at which the budget upon which the levy contributions are based was approved. Remember to include a copy of the respondent's latest statement of account as well. Once you have done so, date and sign the document at the bottom of page 3 and email it together with the supporting documentation to your local CSOS branch. whether it be the one in Cape Town, KwaZulu-Natal or Gauteng. I trust that you have found this video helpful. Don't hesitate to visit our CSOS guide for more information on how to complete an application form for dispute resolution at the CSOS. Until next time, goodbye.